This is also bright. Too bright. Hi, welcome to the Sports Office.
People need to see you.
I'm Jennifer Hammond, and as usual, I'm complaining about the aesthetics of the lighting around me. That's okay. Greg Canner, my executive producer, boss man, he really runs the Sports Office. I know you all think Dan Miller's in charge here, but it's this guy. Hey, Put it up there. There it is, the Zoom meeting room, ID 83608077309. I am super excited for our guest tonight joining us on the Sports Office because this is a gentleman who I have known for a very long time. And actually, his niece is one of my daughter's best friends. So we have this great little familial connection. We sometimes get the family thread going. Like when we're working on the road, we take pictures and we send them to all of the people. And quite fun. It is Sean Windsor from the Detroit Free Press, esteemed columnist. Woo! Were you the beat writer? Where did you start? Where did your career start in Detroit?
I was hired I did news side takeouts off the news, long sort of narrative pieces. And then I did a few of those for sports. And then they said, hey, you want to come do this full time for sports? And that's kind of how I got into sports.
That is incredible. Did you spend any time on the Michigan State beat? Because I feel like that's the first place where we really got to know each other as colleagues and then became friends.
I did. I had some family stuff going on there. That was probably 15 years ago, and it just worked out. We lost our Michigan State beat writer, and I told the editor, I said, you know what? Can I do that for a winter? I wanted a job. You know how this is, on the beat. You go do your thing. You don't take it home in the same way. At least back then you didn't. It wasn't like having a huge long piece that's like a term paper hanging over your head all the time. So that's kind of, I did that Michigan State for 2 winters with the great Joe Rexroad and all those guys. So
boy, we had some fun days, right, on the tournament road. You would always I would be the party organizer, and you would always find the cool, off the beaten path dinner place for the group to go.
Yeah, that was fun. I remember Columbus in particular, Ohio, of course.
We won't say what went on there.
No, we won't.
It was illegal at the time.
Please say it, please.
It was illegal at the time.
Nice.
Yeah, okay. You don't need to say more.
Yeah, we don't need to say it.
Illegal at the time.
At the time. We'll just leave it at that. Anyway, so we're going to talk a bunch of different things because I know as a columnist, you are really well-versed on all things Detroit sports. And we're at a really kind of cool, crazy, fun time in the market, are we not? I mean, it feels, Sean, like we all kind of paid our dues and now we're sowing the rewards. Are you feeling that same kind of energy through your career path at this point?
Absolutely. We have, and especially after the drought desert that we were in for so long, right? And these teams they're young and some younger than others, obviously, and they're fun. You know, I know we're going to talk about the Pistons here in a bit, but you can say the same with the Lions. They embody this place. That's maybe cliche, but hey, this is how we roll around here. And I think that just adds to it as well.
Give me a sense of what you took away, because that Lions game on Sunday night in Philadelphia was so uncharacteristic of this current team and regime. Yet for me, in a couple of different ways, it was also somewhat predictable. Where do you land on either side of that debate?
They got some issues to fix, and I think we all know what the main issue is, right? It's the offensive line. Look, they've struggled, as you know, Jennifer. The 3 best teams they've played this year, it's been somewhat similar. They've not been able to run the ball, which hurts the play action. They haven't been able to protect Goff as much, especially against Minnesota a couple of weeks ago, and then obviously in Philadelphia. And when they line up against the Eagles, the best part of their defense is the interior of that defensive line. And that's I don't want to use the word soft when we're talking about football, but the weakest part of the offensive line for the Lions is in the interior, right? And it was a bad matchup. And Goff had no time to throw. Then you added the conditions, the fact that they couldn't run the ball. We've seen this several times this year. So, you know, Dan Campbell, I know, he said after the game Sunday night, he said again at his presser Monday in Allen Park, they still, you know, they think they can fix this. They think they can get this right. We'll see. I mean, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt, right? They're 6-4. They're not 1-9.
Yeah. It's interesting because when you watched that game unfold, obviously Philadelphia's got some amazing dogs in the middle of that defensive front, batting down the passes, putting the pressure on that O-line, putting the pressure on Goff, getting him off his spot. Do you think other teams, even though they don't have the same personnel and talent along the defensive front, will try to mimic what Minnesota did, what Philadelphia did, and start to really kind of force the Lions' hand a little bit more than they're used to? Is this going to be a recipe for beating them going forward?
I think that's the plan. Minnesota did a little bit more with blitzing, and Philadelphia's got. I mean, Jordan Davis is 6'6". Not everybody has
Yeah.
height at the defensive tackle spot, so that's a little bit harder to replicate. But I think that's the idea, and that's also been the MO on Goff too. You know, he does really well if the pressure's from the outside, and he can step up in. He's great with that kind of chaos. He's really good with that. But when the pressure's up the middle, and that's true for most quarterbacks. It's difficult. You know, when they play the Rams, excuse me, Jennifer, in December, I'll be
Yeah.
curious because they've got some good rush pass rushes too, but they're on the outside a little bit more. And I would think they'll have a little bit more success. They're going to have to outscore them. But anyway, I know we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves, but it was just thinking about how it lines up in the trenches.
We love
Yeah.
getting ahead of ourselves, by the way. Anytime.
But that's what I was going to say is that, this Eagles game's behind them. Right now, they have a great opportunity. 3 straight home games, a get-right possibility on Sunday with the Giants, and then you can build on that with they want revenge over the Packers. Then they got the Cowboys, who are, not a good defensive team
That's
coming
gonna be
after
a
that.
shootout.
And so you're looking at what I think is going to be 3 straight wins, but you're the ability now for them to get right and then get into that Rams game with a lot of momentum.
Do you
No,
see-
no question. I mean, if you think about the season this way, so they're 6-4. Last year, it took 11 wins to get into the playoffs, at least on the NFC side. The AFC side, I think, were a couple of 10-win teams. Maybe 10 gets you in, but you don't want to mess with that, right? You don't want to take that chance. So if you think you need 11, where the next 5 coming from? You figure they're going to beat the Giants, to your point. They're probably going to beat the Steelers, and they're probably going to beat the Cowboys. They have to outscore them a little bit. So the other 4 games, Minnesota, Green Bay,
At Chicago.
at
At
Chicago and the LA
Minnesota.
Rams. They got to win 2 of those 4 at LA, at Chicago, at Minnesota. Or excuse me, at Minnesota, and then a home next week against Green Bay. Is that how comfortable do y'all feel with? I mean, I assume they can do it, but there's a chance.
But
They might
Sean,
not,
The
right?
Bears are a little fraudulent, though, I
See,
think.
and I just see that last game, the Bears, yes, fraudulent at times, absolutely.
Horseshoe up their
Beatable
rears.
by the Lions, of course. Motivated this team will be for going into the Windy City, the final game of the season, huge. But again, if the conditions don't favor Goff and that passing game, I just could see that being one of those ugly warts that they put up from time to time outdoors late in the season on that hard turf. If there's wind, if there's elements, it feels like a place you don't want to wait till the end of the year to have to win that game to decide your playoff future. That would be frightful, really, wouldn't it, Sean?
Oh, no question. Especially Ben Johnson, right? I mean, just all of the psychic sort of energy involved in all that. If they got to go to Chicago and win that game, and obviously they could. I mean, they thumped them pretty good. But you're right. If their conditions, or maybe if the run game is still not quite where it needs to be, you just don't know. But you don't want to chance that. Absolutely not.
And that could be a Sunday night flexed game, too. That
Yeah.
could be huge. for them.
There's going to be a lot on the line. All right. Love the Lions talk. Let's shift gears, though, here to the Pistons, because this is a team right now that is absolutely, unquestionably the hottest in the NBA. And they've been doing this, almost with smoke and mirrors without so many of their starters. Any surprise, or shall I say, what's been the biggest surprise for you about this team at this point?
Jalen Durant,
Another
31
double-double,
and 31
31.
and 15. And
31 and 15.
and he just turned 22 today.
It's his birthday. Wish I knew that.
No, yeah,
Happy birthday, kid.
watching him play, he's gotten better defensively. He's still got room to grow there, but and we all know about his strength, and he's a worker bee in the offseason, clearly. But it was funny. There was a clip package off the win they had. I can't remember who they played all of a sudden. Their last home game.
Yesterday,
Anyway,
the Pacers.
The win they had against the Pacers, the 31-15. There was a clip package going around social media that showed hesitation dribbles and crossovers and pull-up jumpers from the elbow. And NBA fans outside of Detroit are like, what is going on in Detroit? What did this guy do or take in the summer? They're like losing their minds. If this is going to be the play, watch out, right? I mean, look, I don't want to get into hyperbole, but it's kind of fun looking at the skill of this guy and the skill development.
It is a blast. And also, too, I think that I tweeted something last week about credit going to Trajan Langdon and to JB Bickerstaff for this team and how they have complementary pieces and the level that they're playing at and just the buy-in and the way that everything is working so well and is so connected right now. And so many people called me out and took me to task saying, hey, these are Troy Weaver's players. But let me tell you and ask you this, Sean, the development we have seen this year between Cade and Duren, that has to be credit to this current coaching staff, does it not?
Absolutely. I would throw Thompson in there too, he's hurt right now, but he looked better the first few weeks of the season too. So no, absolutely. Look, yeah, the core of the team, including Isaiah Stewart, by the way, yeah, Weaver probably deserves some credit, but in terms of the team building, the roster building, having the right veterans around these young guys, that Langdon deserves the credit for that, right? I mean, we saw the difference last year. They brought in Beasley, Tobias Harris, and Tim Hardaway Jr., and they went from there. And they seem to have hit it again with Karis LeVert and Duncan Robinson, who are both starting to play. They're playing really well. Not to mention the great story of two-way Dennis Jenkins. Right? Paul Reed's had some moments. Javonte Green is all these guys they bring in. They play so hard, and that's 90% of it in the NBA during the regular season.
Yeah. And that's a testament to the coaching staff and all the development as well, because these guys, I mean, to get a guy like Dennis Jenkins to throw him in there and have him be able to do what he's done over the past week is amazing, but it's the culture, it's guys coming in, they know what they have to do, and they've been trained and put in the right positions, and it's all working. It's amazing. There
certainly feels like there's some alignment by the way we've seen Dan Campbell coach, build, grow, and same thing with the guys down there. At the Pistons. It's been really remarkable to watch, and it's now suddenly must see, right? I can't tell you the last time in November I wanted to sit down and watch a regular season Pistons game front to back.
No, absolutely, Jennifer. I was watching a little bit of Friday night, I want to say it was Philadelphia at Little Caesars. And my son, who's a high school basketball coach, walked in the room and heard the noise and assumed because of the noise from the TV they were in Philly. And I said, no, this is at Little Caesars.
Right.
And it turns out that it was a sellout crowd. I was awesome. Like, yeah, isn't that something? And here we are, and we're not even at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I was down there for it, and it absolutely felt like the palace of old, that energy is coming back. And I will say your son, a great young man, met him on one of our road trips in Chicago when we broke bread together and had a terrific meal.
That's right. Yeah.
Final 60 seconds. I got to hit a break here, and I know they're going to get mad at me for one more question, but a big game tonight for Tom Izzo Spartans. I know you love college basketball like I do. We typically pay attention to that a little bit more so closer to Christmas after December. But what are you seeing from this team this year? I mean, it's just amazing how he continues to crank out these guys that buy in and play the way he wants them to.
I think this is a classic. We'll go through some scuffles December, maybe into January, and we'll see what we have in March. They play, they rebound, they check. I mean, they defend, I should say. They really get after it. They have not shot the ball. If they can shoot the ball at all, in another couple of months, he'll have a team that maybe can make a run again because there's some real serious grit. Boy, I know we're overusing that word. Sorry, Jennifer.
Yeah, no, I love it though.
Well,
he's had it for 30 years up there with most of his teams.
Yes, he has.
Well, they've hit 7 threes so far in the first half tonight. Are up 15 right now over Kentucky. So a solid start tonight.
I'd say the shooting's going okay, first half. Hey, Sean Windsor, thank you so much. People can read you in freep.com, the Detroit Free Press, if you get the paper. Brilliant guy, great takes, great knowledge, beautiful, thoughtful writing. I appreciate you so much for joining us tonight, and you are always one of my favorite faces to see in the press box and on the road, and we will break bread again soon.
I look forward to it. You're way too kind. Thanks.
Oh, not at all. Thank you, Sean Windsor from the Detroit Free Press. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. We've got Nick coming up. We've got some other callers in the chat room. We're going to get with you right after this. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday night, chilly Tuesday night on the Sports Office. sports office.
That was your like Wojo startled.
I know, I kind of
bit.
did it. Yeah. Greg Cantor's joining me tonight. I'm Jennifer Hammond. Welcome to the sports office. It's funny, I said it was a chilly night, and I
Yes.
did have some chili for dinner. I love chili.
Works both ways.
Yeah, we've been fighting it here in the sports office. Little Dan Miller's had a little thing going. I've got a little thing going. So for all of you that are not feeling great out there tonight, thanks for making us part of your evening. We are here.
Yeah.
Hey, we're
Point
going to
talk
go to
that
Nick.
way.
I'm talking away from No, Nick.
I lost his camera.
Oh,
okay.
no.
Wait, I want to talk a little.
Here we go.
Oh,
Oh, we
yay,
got-
Nick. Hi, Nick. I want to talk Pistons because I am
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
What's up,
How are
Nick?
you? We love you, Nick. It's so nice that you make us part of your evening always between 7
As
and
long as you're doing
7:30.
your homework too, though.
Oh, right.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
always doing it. Trust me.
C's get degrees, though, I'm just going to say. Get some good job experience in
Nick's
this
parents
field.
are going to be very upset
I'm
with you.
sorry, Nick's parents, but job experience is very important in this field, okay, Nick? We're gonna continue to mentor you all the way through because I know you've got a great future in sports. Give us your thoughts tonight on the Pistons. How amazing was it to watch Jalen Duren come back last night, throw up 31, is his 8th double-double, and now this team 10 straight?
I completely enjoyed watching it. I think since we have Cade Cunningham coming back tonight, I think that duo chemistry is just going to come right back, and we're just going to keep on destroying through the teams because, that chemistry is just unbelievable to me. If you were to ask me who the top 5 dynamic duos are in the NBA, I'd put Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren in there.
I like that. You want to give us a
Nice.
couple of the other ones that you think are ahead of them?
Let's go with Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and Chet Holmgren.
Yep.
Um,
That's a fun.
I know it's not as of
fun group
now,
to
but
watch.
if they were as of now, I'd put LeBron and Luka in there.
Yep. LeBron's supposed to be back tonight, so they'll be back at it.
Yeah, I feel like if they could be good, I'd say as of now with the sharpshooters, Steph Curry and Brandon Podziemski, I think his name is.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think we got Cade and Jalen at 4. And we'll go, let's see, who else? Let's go with Donovan Mitchell and Jarrett Allen.
Yeah, that's a good
Okay.
one. I like some of those kids in Milwaukee,
Again,
too.
dropping knowledge is what Nick
Anytime
does,
you
man.
can put Giannis with anybody who's shooting outside, I think it's going to be a good 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
So have you been down to LCA yet this year for a game?
No, I have not, but I do want to go. I think I'm gonna go next year. I think.
Okay.
I think around February.
Cool. The energy has been so incredible down there. I can't imagine that it's not going to continue to sell out and just bring more and more fans down to LCA because the way this team has been playing, it's just so much fun to watch. And even if the starters, are injured and guys aren't out, even like Friday night when it was mostly the backups and they went down,
Oh,
I think,
yeah.
15 against Philadelphia. And then they won that game. That was an electric atmosphere, and you can feel it on TV, certainly, right, Nick?
Yeah, to be honest, I feel like if the NBA Group Stage Cup Finals were the Pistons and the Oklahoma City Thunder, to be honest, I think the Pistons would sneak out a win and win the Group Stage Cup. I have them winning it right now.
Really?
And that gives them a little mid-season, like the cup thing's a little weird, but it gives them a mid-season, maybe a little playoff series, a little something
Little
to
cred.
get more experience
Yeah.
against some of the better teams that will help them in April. And hopefully it does, and win a playoff round or 2 this year.
Yeah, that sounds.
Yeah,
like-
and the fact that these backups can come in and take up all of our starter spot and still be able to win like the starters do is just very crazy. And now that our original starters are coming back in, I think they're going to do an even better job, especially with Cade Cunningham coming back in. That dynamic duo chemistry is just going to come right back. And we're just
Yeah.
going to keep destroying everybody.
Yeah, because all these backups are getting all the experience, and they've been playing against the other team's 1s. Now those backups are coming in and get to feast on the other team's 2s and
Yeah.
3s. And, I'm just so impressed.
Yeah, it is
it's
impressive, and it's also been an incredible experience for them to be able to build, just get more playing time, get more confidence, and that's only going to help them down the stretch. All right, we've still got 30 seconds here. I wanted to ask you quickly about Michigan State. How much do you keep an eye on the college basketball scene this time of year?
I keep on track of everything, but personally, me, if you can't tell by the back of my
Yeah,
wall, I'm
I
a
see
Marine
Michigan.
fan.
Oh, I wasn't even looking there at the wall. Okay. All right.
Yep.
I see it. But you know what? And they've got a great young team too. I always look forward to February when we get to see Michigan and Michigan State play. That's always when both teams are good. That's a fun game to watch.
Michigan's winning.
Yep. All right. I'll let you say that.
Love it.
Then they play the last game of the regular season in March. I believe it's March 8th in East Lansing. That'll be a tough one.
Yeah, I believe so too.
And that's a fun time of year. I got to tell you, I love March. All
March
right,
is
we got to
madness.
take a break. Nick, we will talk to you, I hope, again tomorrow and then the next
Oh, you
day.
will.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks
Thanks,
for joining
Nick.
us. Yeah, Nick, always.
Thanks.
Solid contributions. He has taken the place of Fabian as our daily caller, and we should say Fabian has like a little change in her schedule. She reached out to me via email, and I'm so glad that she did, and I was able to communicate with her and said, we'll see you on Friday, and keep up the good work. So,
We miss
back with
Fabian.
more. We miss Fabian. Any of you, hey, we've got room. We've got an open line here on the Zoom room, so give us a buzz. And
Not
we
unless
can...
if you keep talking, we're not gonna.
Okay, I'm going to stop talking. We've got a break. See you after the break. Hey, welcome back to the Sports Office. One thing we need to probably mention is the news today with Gleyber Torres,
Yeah, that's huge.
right?
Yeah, signed his qualifying offer, so he's back with the Tigers for at least
22.05
1 more year,
million.
about 22 mil, yeah. And that's great. I mean, he was a great addition, kind
Huge
of a
piece.
heart and soul guy, veteran guy that really helped the young core, I think. So I think he's if he stays healthy this year,
And we're about,
Look good.
what, 2.5 weeks away from the winter meetings. So we should or may know something about Tarek Skubal. There are now some people who are on the train of thought of saying maybe, and next time we're going to get Sean Windsor back on here again to talk a little bit about the Tigers because he's very plugged in there as well, that maybe signing Skubal isn't as unattainable as some think.
that would be lovely.
That would be huge.
That would be lovely because to go the whole season wondering would be,
Yeah.
that would be a lot.
All right,
we
well,
gotta
in the
go.
final 10 seconds, I'm going to tell you that we'll be on the air on Fox 2 News at 10 and on the Edge at 11. We're going to have Pistons for you, Wings, Michigan State hoops, all of it, and Jared Goff. See you next time on the Sports Office.
of the Lions, Dan Miller. From Fox 6 in Milwaukee, Lily Zhao. And from Fox 9 in Minneapolis, he's back, Ahmad Hicks. Good to see you, Ahmad. All right, here are the latest NFC North standings going into Week 12. Bears are in first place for the first time since 2018. They would be the number 3 seed in the NFC if the playoffs started this week, a game behind the Eagles and Rams. Packers sneak out of New York with a win, move back into second if the playoffs started this week.